I'm Kirby Allison, and I love helping the well-dressed acquire and care for their wardrobes. Join me as we explore the world of quality, craftsmanship, and tradition. I'm really excited to be here in Paris at the atelier of Philippe Atienza. Philippe, thank you so much for joining us as part of our Lastmaker series. Philippe has over 40 years of experience in bespoke glass making, having served at John Lobb for 21 years, 8 years as the director of the Bespoke workshop, and 10 years as director of the entire Bespoke department. He went on from that to Massaro, where he worked for an additional 10 years doing haute couture shoes for Chanel. And so Philippe, it's an honor to be here. In this continuation of our Lastmaker series, we're going to see Philippe take my measurements and talk through how it is he takes the measures, but more important, why it is he takes particular measurements and how those are integrated into the final last. So Philippe, thank you so much for joining me here, and you know, it's an honor to have you take a look at my feet.
I will. So please, could you put your feet on the paper? One of each page, please. And then I will push the book from you to have your length with this angle. Then I will put the centimeter. And now please don't move. I will do everything. So first I take the measurement on the joint area. I compress a bit the centimeter, and then I let them open a bit. After I mark precisely where I take the measurement, I take the pen and I put all around the feet with the same pressure everywhere. The pen has to be straight, not angled, because the line I mark will give me information after when I will make your last.
You were saying earlier it's even important to use the same pencil whenever you're checking the measurements of the last against your drawings.
Exactly. So I use the pen now, the pencil now, and then after when I will put the last on the paper, I will do the same things. It will help me to see if the line is on the same line that when I took that line. And after I will use the same thickness of pen when you will be stand up to see how your feet is extend when you stand. So now I take second measurement just behind the joint area. After that, I look for the instep. So instep is here. So just on the ball. After that, I take the measurement on the high instep, mean the area when you lace the shoes, for an example. And after that, I take the measurement, we call them entrance. The position of the measurement here is the same position where I take the measurement of the high instep. And just ankle, just to record this measurement.
Yeah, that would be more for a pair of boots.
Yeah, and if I take a boots, I will take the high and that measurement and also that measurement. It will give me the volume of the length.
Okay.
Also, I took that line, which is the arch position of your feet. Now, I will put again the centimeter on the same position of that one, and I will ask you, please, to stand up. And now the measurement is more or less 5 millimeters more. And then I will also take the line Thank you. You can sit, please.
And so how do you incorporate the differences between...
And if you take off your feet,
okay,
you can see that the two lines from the pencil and the pen not exactly the same. So it's extend a bit. So I can feel if your feet will be extend a lot or not. More or less, I use only the seated printed, but that type of information when you stand up should be a good information also. Another thing is you can feel the feet of the client. You can feel if it's supple or not, if it's supple that way or not, if it's a bit greasy or
fleshy, as they say,
or strong because only bone. So you can feel that type of things, and then you can notice on the page that to put the instep in there, and here the volume of the joint area. You can feel that you have a high joint area. I can notice that with some information for me, that way crease or some information. I can notice that you have a bone very present on your instep, so I can notice there if you have a bone. And after that, I notice your feet position, the toes. And that information for me is what I really need to make the last.
So what are the elements here that you think are most important to getting a comfortable last? I mean, we spoke about the length of the shoe, but it's not measured from your heel to your toes, but instead from your heel to the joint.
For me, the most important measurement is the measurement from the back of the heel to the joint area. That's where your feet will be well adapted. If I put the last on the side of your feet or on top of your feet with the other feet, it have to be well adapted. Just, I will take another last. That's not the good one, but I will notice with the last precisely the joint area where I have to fix.
Okay.
After that, I took two measurements, which is important. The high instep and the entrance, that measurement. On the last, that measurement will be this one and this one. If the balance of that length is well adapted, the measurement here will come easy. I will have the right measurement of your feet, and then I will have also that measurement will be good. If the length is not well adapted, I can imagine to have this measurement too big, and then I will reduce that part. But it will be a mistake because it's not here that I have to reduce, but here.
Okay.
So the balance between this measurement and this measurement is, for me, the key of the right fitting.
Can you talk a little bit about volume? I mean, in terms of, so here You know, you're kind of indicating the bone, but then the toes can go quite flat.
What I feel is your big toes doesn't really supple.
Okay.
So it should be pain sometimes with the wrinkle on your shoes on that part. Mm-hmm. That's what I feel. Mm-hmm. And that part also, I can feel that in this area should be maybe sometimes pain if you have a too tight shoes. One way also for the right fitting is to compress the feet in this area, behind the joint area here. If you compress a bit the fitting here, it will keep your feet on the right position, and that one will be less maybe.
So to prevent the foot from sliding forward in the shoe itself?
I prefer to compress here than to compress here, in fact.
And that's to, again, prevent the foot from sliding into the shoe?
Yes, I think, yeah.
So when is it that, so you've taken my measurements, when is it that you begin to kind of see the shape of the last? Is this something at this point you're starting to think about what type of shoe you're going to make for me, or is that whenever you get on your bench and you start carving it?
I can think about already from the taking measurement, the shape of your feet. So I will see if it helped me to do something pointed or narrow or not. And also I will feel if I put the last on top and if I put the pen on top, the length that I put at the front of your feet will give me an idea of the fitting already. To be honest, the fit give me information, but also the type of shoes you wear give me information, because during the appointment that I will have a quick look on your shoes to see how your fit is inside, how you use the sole. It will give me a type of information that I record.
So what do you see on this shoe?
Yeah, and in fact, I can see with the bottom of your sole how you use the sole. It's more used on the external part, so your feet turn that way.
Okay.
And for me, it's an information that it is not used in here, more used in here, so I have to work the bottom of the last in a special way to avoid that type of trouble.
Okay, so you would actually in some ways be correcting for that.
More room to the articulation of your big toe.
Okay.
If I put more room here, your feet will not push that way. You will find some more room that way.
It's amazing. What else? Anything else you see from looking on the inside, or?
After that, I can see if it's also mark a lot on the side of the shoes, and you can see the mark of your feet here. But for me, it's quite a good fitting, and that a nice shape, good fitting, and then also a nice making. So. And also it gives me maybe a type of information about your taste, what you like as a shoemaking, as your shoes.
Yeah, great. Yeah, Philippe. Yeah, that was fascinating. Thank you so much.
Very much.
Yeah, thank you.